never seen a rope. Pop out like the boogeyman, thought you seen a ghost. Yeah, pressure, so impressive. Ain't no pressure, no pressure. Ain't no pressure. He's over here recording. Ain't no pressure, so impressive. Yeah, I'm pressure.
It's the big old deal, man. We got backtracking for another one. And today we got Bricc, baby. We finna get into it, man. And let me just say this too. Watch who you call your homie. Watch who you call your friends. And watch who you call your family. And if you in the streets, bro, get out. Because the streets is done, bro. Ain't no loyalty in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no loyalty amongst these members. You know, we see all these dudes, so-called high-ranking members and stuff like that, turning on each other, snitching on each other, you know, giving each other up just so they ain't gotta go do time. Let's go ahead and get into this, man. This is crazy.
This is cold, bruh. The streets is not for the weak, homie. Now, it's been confirmed, all right? A Rollin 60 Crip from an organization that Bricc Baby has essentially given his life to told on Bricc Baby. I'm not a gang member. I'm a civilian, all right? So maybe it's not my place to speak on this, but I feel like I kind of have to because loyalty means something. And the fact that Bricc Baby gave his entire life to a particular organization and the fact that somebody from that organization would do him this dirty, would do him this bad. And I'll even go further to say, yo, they're part of the reason this entire Fed case is even on Bricc Baby. Back in 2022, Bricc Baby was going by his day conducting some business. Now, while conducting business, some trouble found him. Now, it's believed that Bricc Baby was conducting business within the 60s, right? Or within an adjacent neighborhood, somewhere he felt safe at. When he was conducting business there, two men approached Bricc Baby. Now, it was unclear what the conflict was about or why those two men approached Bricc Baby, but apparently those two men was familiar with Bricc Baby. There was some rapport there. You can probably make your assumption. Who would Bricc Baby be familiar with?
A lot of times us as engineers, we spend a lot of time fixing and not enough time mixing from a good
that would approach him with conflict within 60s territory. If you look at the court documents, this incident in July of 2022 was mentioned several times in Bricc Baby court documents. Now, the document says, defendant is now charged with multiple counts of possessing firearms and ammunitions, all in violation of 18 USC. The first charge stems from defendant shooting 3 bullets in a business parking lot in July of 2022 to ward off would-be robbers. Now, this is tricky warding, right? Because Bricc Baby was never charged with the actual shooting. Bricc was never charged with shooting somebody. However, what the Fed said was, listen, we found ammunition that belongs to that gun that Bricc Baby fired in the business parking lot in July of 2022. Well, then you have to ask yourself, hold on. How did the feds have record of this? Bricc was never charged for this, never arrested for this.
Yeah, exactly.
How did the feds know that Bricc Baby fired a firearm in a business parking lot within the 60s? How did they know this? Like, he was never arrested. Police were never called. Like, there was no record of this. The only people who had record of this was Bricc Baby and others around Bricc Baby. Well, we'll get to how the feds knew about this shortly after, right? So then the feds go on and talk about his other charges. The second charge involves all the firearms and ammunition found at his home in June of 2023. Both of these charges followed 5 felony convictions from 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2020. Goddamn. Respectfully, while the pretrial services report includes a long criminal history with out-of-state convictions. When Bricc Baby went for bond, the feds said, yo, he shouldn't get a bond because of his violent history, and they referenced this particular instance. And the Fed says defendant's offenses, possessing multiple firearms on multiple occasions and over 125 rounds of ammunition, some of which he fired, are serious. That defendant fired at would-be robbers in a business parking lot and less than a year later was found with firearms after purportedly pointing them at his partner and child, only confirmed that the defendant should not be possessing firearms. Well, how did the feds know this happened? There's no record. He was never arrested for it. He was never brought in and questioned by the local police for it. How did the feds know this incident was even a thing? Well, here's what happened, okay? When the feds had Bricc Baby on wiretap, when they were investigating Bricc Baby, somebody approached them and gave them a tape of this shooting. Somebody had possession of this tape. Now you ask yourself, how did they get possession of the tape? They weren't there. It was Bricc Baby, two dudes. They ran off and Bricc Baby fire shots and he hopped in his whip and he left. No, this person had access to the business cameras, right? The local business owners, the mom and pop shops that were there, they had cameras. And because this was an incident that took place within the 6-0s, amongst 6-0s, a 6-0 had access to those cameras. A 6-0 got that tape. A 6-0 held that tape in their possession. And a 6-0 told Bricc, hey, I got this tape. Now,
what that was Big U.
If you know anything about the situation or you were even connected to it, you know Bricc Baby was kind of concerned that somebody was telling on him. He just always felt it. Like, he always felt like, man, bro, like, I'm loyal to certain niggas, man, but it don't feel like they loyal to me. And like, he kind of went from being around certain people and said, nah, man, F it, bro. I'm by myself now. Man, bro, like, they flawed. And the reason why Bricc Baby kind of broke off a lot of relationships prior to his arrest, because he knew they turned him in. They told on him. They gave the tape to the feds of him firing that firearm. But luckily for Bricc Baby, the feds never charged him with firing the firearm. They charged him with being a felon in possession of a firearm. And when they raided his crib, which, by the way, they raided his crib and they found ammunition that they're tying to that shooting, as you just read. Now, if you listen to Bricc Baby's first jail call, before I knew this story, like, that first jail call was always cryptic to me. I never quite understood it. But that first jail call, if you listen to it, Bricc Baby lays it all out. He tells a story of betrayal. He tells a story of being the only real one in a sea of fakes. And when you re-listen back to that jail call Bricc Baby first made on his first call from jail, it all makes sense now. They told on him, they ratted on him, they turned him in. People very close to Bricc Baby. And it's not cool and it's not right. And hopefully, after bro sentencing, hopefully when this entire case is finally done with and bro know how much time he's getting, we can finally unravel a lot.
Say this, all of this started November 2020. They let Blue Jesus out of the county jail, man. I came home to a lose-lose situation, man. You know what I mean? One of my best friends, coming up on the day of all the stuff that's happening, I'm sitting back on my bunk and I'm sitting there just going through stuff, and one of my best friends and my brother got into a mean incident that turned out crazy, man. And my best friend still my road dog, whether he here or gone. And I ain't even had a chance to mourn him publicly on the streets because everybody tags me with another man's business. You know what I mean? me and Eric have nothing to do with each other. You get what I'm saying? Me and Nipsey.
Yeah, I thought
If
that's
your
what we were
child has
getting at.
used Roblox,
So,
you might be owed
what if
significant
this has something to do with
compensation
like
from a
Big U
lawsuit
doing like saying like
currently underway. Find out if you
having this
qualify
over his
while
head?
marketed as
Or it's like you guys are closing me out to where I can't even love my brother the right way or mourn for my brother the right way. I think the world kept that they dukes up against me from the get go. You know what I mean? Right now, I look back at all the hate on the streets. The internet really didn't know till I opened them up. But as soon as I came home, it was everybody against me. Everybody against me. The record deals, the record labels, all my homeboys in the industry, all of them. It didn't matter who it was. They were scared to be out with me publicly unless it was YSL. They were scared for me to come around because of my name being connected to that. I had no win. So you sit back and you watch all the hate. Blind stealers from a million pairs of eyes. And they screaming. Put him down. Oh yeah, they running parades that the Bricc baby in jail. You know what I mean? These are all the same people. Gotta pay attention. I can't talk.
Hey, and that's the reason why, like I said, man, you gotta watch who you call your friends, man. Anybody with too many friends, that's a problem. Especially at once you pass the age of like, I say like 25, having a whole lot of friends is out. That's a problem if you got a gang of friends, bro. Because everybody not your homie. Everybody don't got your best interest. A lot of people don't want to see you doing better than them. And and it's crazy because you got some like they'll root for you in your face, but behind closed doors, they hate you. They got a hatred for you. They want to get you out the way. Yeah, they want to get you out the way. They don't want to see you do better than them. For sure. Because people could look at your life and because you're succeeding or because you put the work in to get to where you at, you built the connections to get to where you at. By them standing next to you and seeing your success, that'll remind them of their life and not and them not getting to where they wanted to in life. That'll remind them of what they did wrong. Like this shit crazy. Man, I stay solo is exactly. Shout out my mod, man. Like exactly, bro. Like you gotta stay by you gotta especially if you're gonna do some dirt, do it by yourself. I ain't condoning it. I'm not saying it's okay to be out here gambling with your life like that. But if you're gonna do it smart. Don't be having a bunch of people with you. Because you can't trust these niggas. You see these so-called street dudes will get you caught up in 2025. There is no loyalty in the streets no more. It never was. But it really ain't now. I wouldn't want to be a part of nothing like that. I'm a civilian. I'm sitting back. But this is on the internet, so we could talk about it. I'm just sitting back looking at the game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get into the streets because look how y'all like. It ain't what you think it is. The glitz and the glamour, get that shit is cool. Getting money, doing the whole little thing, and just until you get caught up in a situation and that pressure start getting applied, a lot of these fools is gonna fold. I'm telling you that now. They gonna fold. Because especially if they older. Nobody wanna be in jail no more. Nobody wanna be sitting there eating that nasty ass food. Nobody wanna be spending time away from their family. And if you think otherwise, yeah, you must be out your mind. And it's not, and let's just say you're not in the streets. Even still, you gotta pick your friends wisely, bro. because sometimes the friends that you choose to hang around and be around could be the reason why you never make it to where you got to get to in life. Because you know, people that hate on you, man. And sometimes even if somebody not hating on you, you trying to associate with people that's not on the same type of time as you, or not going in the same direction you're going. All that's gonna do is hinder you and slow you down. We gotta get around like-minded people, and if you can't find like-minded people, it's better to be by yourself, bro. I'm telling you that now. I don't got a lot of homies. I know a lot of people though, but I don't have a lot of homies though, or people that I consider family and stuff like that, because it just ain't wise to call if you just because you got the same blood as somebody, that don't mean nothing either. Family could envy you. Family could dislike you for the smallest, pettiest shit. You know, I didn't see people get backstabbed by their family. That's just the way of the world, man. It's the world we live in 2025. You got to be careful about who you hang around. Let's go.
Too much, but you got to understand, this has nothing to do with what I'm going through right now, but deep thoughts, it's like, where did everybody start hating me? Where did you start hating Bricc, baby? Because I got a whole lot of people that love me, but where did you start hating me? Because everybody got a biased opinion of the Bricc after they figured out the relationship. I'm going to let that sit there because I don't want to, you know what I mean? Even to the point to where the people that still represent the Marathon Foundation and the All Money In Foundation, you know what I mean? They resent the Bricc, and they deal with people that hated Nip, and they know they did, but since he died, they've been being riders, meat eaters, you know what I mean, to the association and coming around just for the celebration, man, and y'all forgetting all the past events that happened. Because I really was there. But that is, you know, we're not going to talk about nothing in specific over this horn.
R.I.P. Nipsey, man.
Imagine being able to build anything.
And that nigga had
just
strong
by thinking
game,
about it,
man.
Meet Base 44, a complete
It's
AI
always
creation.
when you trying to do right, when you trying to, when you know.
Rest in peace to my boy, though. That day coming up in his heart every time. I never celebrate this day. You gonna see people celebrating this day. Pay attention. You know what I mean? Second, these people out here.
This call is from a federal prison.
That's over with, so I'm not even connecting this conversation to that, right? But everybody out there be begging for the title. Everybody begging for the title, but they name never get called, right? You know what I mean? You out there, you super representing this your section, this area. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I'm just trying to figure out why they name don't never get called. And the real ones don't never catch no break like you dudes that say that y'all real ones. Y'all tack on a million different extra.
Hey, you saying some real shit though, man. I might not agree with everything that Bricc do, but he say some real shit though.
Just be right there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want the title, you know what I mean? But the name never get called, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help it. That, you know what I mean?
Take that how you want to take it. But this ain't right what they did to Bricc, man. This ain't right. And hopefully he gets to speak on it sooner than later. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right?
Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could spend your whole life doing all this stuff for the game, just for them to turn around as soon as they don't like you or they got a reason not to like you. And a lot of the times too, people will hang with you, people will smile in your face and just be waiting and praying for the day they have something like they already don't like you. It's already an undertone. They don't like you. They just looking for a reason to not like, a real reason not to like you, or to at least be able to show that they don't like you. It'll come out eventually. And people like that, you got to stay far away from them because they're dangerous. They're dangerous to your progress. They're dangerous to your success, man. People don't want to see you do better than them. And that's just a fact, bro. Especially if they not happy with their life. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, I'm going to get at y'all on the next. Oh, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video too. I mean, to the channel. If you new here, man, we on the road to 3K subs, man. Let's go.
Pop out like the